Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take, on a night, for Thursday night, January the 2nd, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks defeat the Seattle Kraken. They avoid collapsing against the Seattle Kraken for the second time in a week. This time we get the 2 points, we win, and it's a great way. It's a great start to the new year. Thatcher Demko, hopefully not, the injury not as bad as we first feared, or at least many people first feared, but we're going to get into all of that. But if you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. So I just finished doing my goal review. I only do my goal breakdowns when the Canucks win. It's like a treat when the motivation, and no one watches those videos when the Canucks lose anyway. So that is up. So maybe if you haven't watched it already, right after the stream, make sure you check out my goal breakdown. And obviously I break down all of the goals from tonight's game. I'm going to do a quick breakdown using the Edge goal visualizer like I like to do on these streams. And then I'll give you some thoughts about the game, and then we'll go through some stats, and then I'll certainly get into a lot of time for your questions as well. So thank you for being here. And yeah, Lunar says, Canucks back in the win column. We ain't done. Indeed. All right, so let's get going. This is how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos. You can like the video. There are 40 watching on YouTube. Thank you. Another 30 watching on X. Thank you. Hopefully those numbers go up. Easier to interact if you're watching on YouTube as opposed to X, but I appreciate all of you guys no matter where you're watching from. So like the video, like the fact that Canucks won, like the fact that Kevin Lankinen was solid, like the fact that JT Miller scored a goal even though it doesn't count in the stats, like the fact that hopefully Thatcher Demko's injury is only back spasms, as Rick Tocchet said, like the fact that Guillaume Brisebois had a successful debut. Like the fact that I know Justin said that Myers and Juleson tire fire in their own end. I saw the comments before the game, but I actually thought Myers had a pretty good game, at least on the offensive end, except for that pizza he gave up in overtime. But I have lots to say. I know you guys have lots to say, and that's the beautiful thing about this channel. And like the fact that we are together, of course. You can leave a donation and get the donation. Oh, Lucas got the donation trade now station. I will highlight that in a second. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message, your Triple M, and if listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. I always like to say, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate the members being here, legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, and all of you, no matter where you're watching from. Whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. I don't take donations for granted, and when I get them, I get excited, even though I'm not sure if Lucas is still here to hear me acknowledge his donation. But let's do it anyways. Legendary Lucas Gates with a $10 donation gets the donation train out of the station. Says, close shave there. Still got to win. Like, sub, become a member, and more. Good day overall. Canucks win. Jersey design unveiled and working with the Abbey Canucks on something. Good day all around. So I want to acknowledge Lucas's donation. Thank you, Lucas. Second, I want to acknowledge that he, it went public that what he shared with us here, that he's designed a jersey for the second straight year for the Coquitlam Express of the BCJHL and their autism awareness. Is it awareness or acceptance? Awareness night, I think is. I always get them wrong. It's either autism awareness or autism acceptance. Autism acceptance night. And then also he announced that he's going to be involved in the Abbotsford Canucks Autism Acceptance Night on January 14th. So Coquitlam is January 12th and Abbotsford is January 14th. And I will say this, one other thing, because in the spirit of fairness to everyone, Lucas is someone who's very positive, like I am. Lucas handles opposing opinions in a certain fashion, different than I do, different than all. We all have different ways of handling different opinions. But one thing, regardless of which way you lean, or if you're more positive or you're more negative, I will always make time for all types of opinions here. So whether someone expresses positive, negative, combative, accepting, likes to stay, likes to go, leaves donations, doesn't leave donations, doesn't matter. We're all equal here. And I want this to be a place where people can express themselves without feeling judged, of course, unless I always say it's racist, sexist, homophobic, ableist, or just outright mean and a lot of swearing. Those are the kind of comments I can't tolerate, but I can certainly tolerate differences of opinion, even on a night where the Canucks win. So I hope that makes sense. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I got to go. I just got to take care of something for 30 seconds. Don't worry, nothing bad. I got to take care of something for 30 seconds. So talk amongst yourselves. This is going to be great for the podcast. Maybe I'll be back in 15 seconds. So I'm not even going to the washroom. I just got to take care of one thing. In the chat, put who you thought the best player for the Canucks was. Put that in the chat. I'll be back in 30 seconds, I promise. All right, everything is fine. Fangirl, I'll get to your donation. No, let's do that first, and then I'll talk about everything that you guys said. So here we go. Hall of Fame member Hsmfangirl Gaming with the $7 donation. My opinion, everyone concerned about the team are valid, even if we're happy why the team won. That's fair. That's a good, succinct way of putting it. So thank you, Fangirl. Let's give Fangirl some love in the chat for the donation. And yes, we all express our fandom in different ways. And I know I always lean towards the positive, yet I try and be as realistic as possible, but I never share away from my fandom, my positivity. And Fangirl, thank you for the donation. And thank you for putting that very well. Okay, let's see what you guys said. Lankinen. Beastly, nice to see you, my secret ticket seller. Ticket contact person. Lankinen, JT Miller, Sasson, Lankinen, D. Giuseppe, Lankinen or Garland, Demko or Lankinen. What's the chair? Oh, chair stream by myself. Hello, Blazers fan. Hey, Somi Shows, nice to see you. Happy New Year. Lankinen. What else we got? Garland. Lankinen, Shannon, I think Joshua didn't play well. Like, I totally respect that your opinion and you like Lankinen and Joshua. And if you thought Joshua played well, that's totally cool. I don't know. I'm not convinced on Joshua just yet. What else we got? I thought Myers was good. I actually did. But Justin was at the game, so he had a better look than me. Lankinen. Oh, nothing is perfect this year. Oh, I love it. How did your show go? When I was recording my goal breakdown, I was loading up YouTube and stuff, and I saw you had like 58 people on your show, which is awesome. Garlankinen, like it. The MVP is the back spasms. It's not the Papalitis or Papalitius or whatever. Grinder, you're the buzz. I'm just kidding. Buzzkill that we blew another lead. At least we got the 2 points. Lankinen, Myers. Yeah, that was rough. Garlankinen. All right, let's go. Let me break down the game for you. I watched the whole game today, which was nice. My first complete game because I didn't get to watch all the Calgary game because I was out for dinner on New Year's Eve. Then the 28th, the games on the 21, 23, 28, I was out of town, either on the cruise or getting ready to get on the boat or off the boat. So this is the first game I watched. Actually, I lied. I turned it on just to see Seattle score their first goal because I was watching Canada lose to the Czechs in the World Junior. But we'll talk about that later, maybe if we get to it. Let's talk about this Canucks game, and let's use, as I love to use, the Edge goal visualizer that is from the NHL website. So let's get going, and this first goal using this Edge goal visualizer. You see the Canucks clear it, but then Burakovsky right here makes a nice play, goes through McCann's legs all the way to Stevenson, and Stevenson scores from probably an angle and a place that he shouldn't score from. Once again, he scores from the face-off circle, and I talk about it in my goal breakdown. That is a goal that that's a shot that Demko needs to stop. I don't blame Garland here because Desharnais actually does a pretty good job of closing off right there, right? So look where Stevenson shoots from. Past the face-off dot. I do think Demko really needs to make that save. Okay, so that's the first goal. Then we go to the second goal. This is Sassen's goal, ties it up. And I like this because, look, every Canuck player touches it. Soucy, over to Juleson, then Juleson to Hoglander, who curls, takes a shot towards the net. It goes off of number 37, off of Heinen's foot, and then right to Sassen, who bangs it in. So once again, a really nice play there. All 5 Canucks players touch the puck, and this one I'll show uninterrupted. Soucy to Juleson to Hoglander, who curls off, shot to the net, off of Heinen's right foot, off of Sassen's stick. Now the score is 1-1. Then there's a beautiful goal. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that Derek Forbort actually, watch this, he actually pokes the puck off of this guy's stick, so he gets the second assist. So Forbort pokes it to DiGiuseppe, who turns around, finds Garland, and Garland fakes backhand, back to forehand, past Grubauer. That is a beautiful goal. 2-1. And then Myers, this goal, you guys know that. I always make the point of that JT Miller is an excellent passer, especially from below the goal line. So Besser does all the good work here. You see him like he's getting mugged here by 2 Seattle guys. Right there, he draws 2 Seattle guys to him, gets the puck to DeBrusk, who doesn't have a lane, gets it to Miller, and look, all 5 Seattle guys are here. Miller gets it through these 2 guys up to Myers. Look how much room Myers has. Look at that. You can cut the ice off right here. He's got the whole half of that zone to himself, and he makes a really good shot. Got to give him props. And it's 3-1, and I thought the Canucks were going to win. But it's the Canucks, it's the Kraken. Power play, JT Miller's in the box. They go high to low. Ray Ferraro said that this is really tough to stop. So this is where the Canucks always break down. So there's their diamond, okay? One up top, 2 middle. But the Canucks, understandably, always get outnumbered on the diamond because they're one man short. But the Canucks seem to always give up either the cross ice pass or the bumper pass. Although they did say on the broadcast that their penalty kill has been good recently. But yes, as soon as the puck goes down here, then Juleson's in no man's land. Like, he doesn't cover this guy 51, nor does he cover number 10, who actually ends up scoring. So Juleson, I don't like where he is, right? He doesn't have to check 62. He should be checking 51, and then Bluger should slide over and take Beniers, but too late. They score, and then here's the backbreaker. This is the game tying with 53 seconds left. And you'll see on my goal breakdown right here, unfortunately, Suter drops his stick right here, and he takes an extra second to pick up his stick, and that lets Burakovsky get away from him right there. And now he makes a nice pass. Now this is where I want to see Joshua get on him right away and let someone else take this guy. But Joshua gets held up, and look, Dunn has enough time. And now look at Lankin. He's got to deal with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in front of him. And of course, when Myers is the last guy in front of him, it's very hard to see around Myers. And that's why Lankinen couldn't see. And they don't do replays. They should. They don't do the goal visualizer for the shootout goes. So you look at the stats. They outshot us 9-6. We outshot them 10-10. They outshot us 7-5, then 1-1. So they outshot us 27-22. We won the faceoff battle. Special teams, they were better. They went 1 for 2. We were 0 for 2. Same amount of hits, 2019. Same amount of block shots. So it was a very evenly played game. But I thought the Canucks, and Thomas Strantz said this too, I wouldn't have put it in this way, but he said it was their most complete effort since their wins over Colorado and Florida in the mid part of December. I think Lankinen bailed them out a little bit, but it wasn't like it was, I don't know what the advanced stats are. I don't bother to look them up, but it wasn't like the Canucks were completely outplayed. I thought it was an even game, and it seems like that the stats bear that out. So no one had more than a point, but we had 9 different skaters getting points. What was really interesting to me was the ice time, and a lot of people made a point, the broadcast made a point of it, Jeff Patterson made a point out of it, that JT Miller had the lowest 5-on-5 ice time of all forwards. But to me, that doesn't scream, oh, Miller's in the doghouse. To me, this is Rick Tocchet coaching for tomorrow. Remember, it's a back-to-back. It's a small travel, right? Seattle at home. But they're playing Seattle tonight. They played Seattle tonight. And they have Nashville tomorrow. So that is a back-to-back with travel. So I think that's why he really spread out his minutes. The only guy over 20 minutes forward-wise was Connor Garland. Then you had Suter at 19. But yeah, Miller was down at 15:41. And even our fourth line got a lot of minutes. Sasson, 11:36. Hoglander, 12:24. And who was their third guy on that? Heinen, 14:25. He kills penalties. So overall, I think Tocchet did a really good job of spreading out his ice time. You had Garland with 4 shots leading the shot brigade. Blocks, you had 2 for Miller, which was good. Another 2 for Sasson. Of course, 6 hits for Kiefer Sherwood. Surprise, surprise. And then on D, they're all +1 except for Myers and Desharnais. Myers played 25-47. Lowman was Breezebot, 15-31, who I thought played pretty well for his first game in over 2 years. I thought he played very well. Block shots. Every single Canucks defender blocked at least a shot. And then 5 of the 6 guys had hits, which is nice to see. Susie had 3. Susie, I thought, had a rough game, to be honest with you, but he was a +1, had 21 minutes and 1 block, 3 hits. So I thought Susie had a rougher game than Myers. Just Myers had that pizza. And then, of course, you look at the goaltending stats. I guess Lankinen gets credited with the win because he was in the goal when the game-winning goal was scored. And, of course, Lankinen comes up big in the shootout. Now, the biggest story was, of course, Thatcher Demko leaving the game right after Connor Garland, on the whistle after Garland scored his goal. And, I got a text from someone who claims to be well-connected. I won't say who that is. And that person said that, okay, let me say this properly. I got a text from a person who has a friend who he claims is very well connected with the team. And this person said Demko is done for the year, busted his knee. So obviously I wasn't going to tweet that. I wasn't even going to talk about it here until it's confirmed. And then for Tocchet to say it's back spasms, it's one of 2 things. Either this person's source was not correct, which I believe to be true, or Tocchet was lying to the media, which I don't believe to be true, because if it comes out tomorrow that Demko hurt his knee and that Tocchet said it was back spasms, that's a really bad look. So I'm really hoping that my friend's contact source was wrong as opposed to Rick Tocchet being wrong. So if that's the case, if Demko, it's only back spasms, then we can all breathe a sigh of relief. But if it's back spasms, then it's probably going to be Lankinen that plays tomorrow. And then they're going to have to get Shilovs or someone into play as the dress as the backup tomorrow night. By the way, I'm going to the game tomorrow night. So if you're at the game, the Nashville game tomorrow night, Friday, January 3rd, my usual first intermission. I'd love to meet some of you. Wish you a happy new year. So first intermission outside of section 316. I'll be in the Legends locker room display area. So if you want to say a quick hello and chat Canucks and greet each other, happy new year, I would be happy to see you tomorrow during the first intermission. I'll remind you about that at the very end of the stream as well. Hey, Trev, not sure if you did a show tonight. I'm sure you did. I hope it went really well for you and that you had a lot of good engagement in there given the win. And thank you. Same to you. Rev Trev is doing some great work. Make sure you support him. Russell, Nothing is Perfect, is doing some great work. I haven't seen if Canucks Uncensored is in here. Sometimes they're in here, as well as some other content creators. But at least those guys are in here. Russell and Trev doing some good stuff. I'll get to all your donations, your messages in a second. Let me just get through my final thoughts. So you look at the scores. Battle of Eastern Conference powerhouses. Carolina takes Florida 3-1. The Rangers surprisingly beat Boston 2-1. The Wild beat the Capitals in another high-octane matchup. Detroit playing a little bit better under their new coach, 5-4. The Maple Leafs win, boo. Dallas beats Ottawa 4-2. No surprise there. Then you had the Ducks stunning the Jets. Bad for Connor Hellebuyck in my pool, 4-3. Then you had the Avalanche taking the Sabres out, 6-5. I like this. So with Utah beating Calgary in regulation, when we got the 1 point going into overtime, we were tied with Calgary with 1 point. Tied with Calgary with 1 game in hand. Now we are 1 point ahead of Calgary with a game in hand, which is nice. Vegas wins. I don't think we should have any desires or illusions of catching Vegas. They're too strong right now. We win. The Sharks beat the Lightning, and then you add it all together, and this is how the standings look right now. So in the Pacific Division, we have Vegas 55 points in 38. They're starting to run away a little bit. Then you have Edmonton and LA who are idle tonight, 49-47. We creep up a little bit. We're still 3 behind Edmonton, 5 behind LA, but we're same number of games played. So we have 44-37, and we are 1 point ahead of Calgary, who's played one more game than us. Therefore, in the wild card, we have leapfrog Calgary, and we are now the second wild card team, 3 points behind Dallas because they won. So as of now, if the season ended today, both by points and points percentage, we would be wild card 2, and we'd have to play the Winnipeg Jets. That's if the season ended. Well, that's by points percentage. It would be Vegas. Either way, it would be pretty tough. Finally, in the entire league, we have now shot up to 13th. We're tied for 13th. Remember, we were 16th last night. And in terms of points percentage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Huh? How are we 14th in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah. So we are 13th in points. We are 14th in points percentage. Okay. I missed at least one monthly membership message, so let's honor that right now. Jaskarin with the proclaiming his membership for 13 months. Thank you, Jaskarin. Surprised you didn't ask me about my Quinn Hughes jersey tonight. At this point, I think Lankinen starts for us in the playoffs, and yes, we will make the playoffs. So I like that positivity. And yeah, Lankinen has played very well. Let's just see. I'm not going to jump to conclusions yet about Demko, but we will see what happens. Let's give some love to Jaskaran Kumo in the chat for using his Triple M member of the CCC crew, the Clay's Canucks commentary crew, for the past 13 months. Okay. So let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then Grinder says, if you think Demko's injury is back spasms, then I have rainwater in Vancouver to sell you. Demko grabbed his left knee after Juleson tackled him. Actually, I will say one thing. Hey, Cindy, Happy New Year. I will say one thing. I do not blame Juleson for that. I know a lot of people are blaming Juleson, but let's say Demko's injury is serious and it's not back spasms. Let's just take the Canucks for their word. Or even if it is his knee and he's banged up a little bit, I'm not going to sit here and blame Noah Juleson. Noah Juleson was cutting towards the crease to defend one of the Seattle Kraken forwards, and Demko made a quick cut from left to right. I'm not blaming Demko, obviously, either, but Demko's blind, right? He doesn't know Juleson's behind him. He doesn't know where he is. And Demko's cutting quickly left to right to get back to the crease while Juleson's making a beeline for the Seattle Kraken forward. So I don't blame Juleson for that movement by itself, exclusively. Also, if it is a knee, not a back, or even if it's the back, regardless of how fragile you might think Demko is, if that's the case, then he was going to get hurt eventually, no matter who hit him, no matter who skated into him, no matter what happened. So I'm the first to point out a lot of flaws in Noah Juleson's game, but I'm also not going to blame Noel Juleson for his for supposedly hurting Thatcher Demko. Obviously, it was an accident, and obviously it wasn't intentional. That's what I guess an accident is. But let's not blame. At least I can't tell you what to do, but I'm not blaming Noel Juleson for that. Jaskrin with a $3 donation. Let's give Jaskrin some love. Says Quinn is injured. Sadly, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, well, since you mentioned, now I got it. No, we all know that, but yes, it looks like Petey's going to come back before Quinn, but the Canucks actually won a game without Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson. Thank you for the donation, Jaskrin. Let's give Jaskrin some love in the chat. But we ain't done. I just love saying that. We got a Hall of Fame member, Just Incredible. He's been a member since I started memberships 4 years ago. Yes, it was January 2021 when I started this off. So there's the 47 months that will turn to 48 in a few days. Happy New Year, Clay. Was at the Kraken game tonight. Awesome. Good amount of Canucks fans, but as soon as Seattle scored to make it 3-2, I said I was going to OT and expected a loss. But that whole OT was a roller coaster of anxiety. So yes, I was aware you're at the game. That's awesome. Thank you for using your monthly membership message. That's awesome. I heard a lot of Canucks fans, like it came through loud and clear on the TV, which was awesome. I texted Nadia's mom, who was sitting behind the bench, so she was on TV a couple times. Awesome. You know, it's funny. When it was 3-2 Canucks, I was all ready to tweet that the Canucks are going to win by my favorite score of 4-2. I can't even remember. You guys, remind me, did I predict 3-2 or 4-2 on my stream last night? I know I didn't predict 4-3. But I thought I predicted 3-2 or 4-2. I just couldn't remember which one it was. But yeah, that overtime was quite entertaining. Not sure what Tyler Myers was doing, trying to give it to Pia Suter and Suter not being ready for it. But in the end, entertaining game and the Canucks win. Thank you, Justin, for being a member for 4 years ever since I started. I said 4-2. You guys got a way better memory than I do. Thank you. Thank you. All right, hey, Jeff, are you watching all the way from Ontario? So it's like 2:30 in the morning. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. All right, let's go. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I will turn it over to you for the second half of the show. So when I do my mid-show sponsor read, I always start off by thanking my primary sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts.
Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs.
Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can sign up for a free 5-day workout now at coachpatrickliu.com/clay. Also, thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. You can also purchase Canuck Clay merch at canuckclay.threadless.com. Thanks to everyone who has done that so far. Also, a reminder to you that you can subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos. You can like the video, now up to 210 viewers. Thank you. We have 90 watching on YouTube, another 120 watching on X. Thanks to all of you. You can leave a donation like Jaskrin has done. You can gift memberships. You can buy your own memberships. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And yesterday I mentioned, because I didn't do a member stream this week because of the short week, I also mentioned that I'll be doing 3 members live streams in January. So all Wednesdays and Thursdays. Thursday, January the 9th, Wednesday, January the 15th, and Thursday, January the 30th. I usually do the member streams on non-game nights because I like the audience to be as big as possible on game nights. So those are the 3 member live streams for January. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to go Canucks and hockey related questions for 15-20 minutes. And then we'll end off with Ask Me Anything, non-Canucks and non-hockey. But I've heard the feedback loud and clear from you guys that you like it when I separate it and don't mix them up, and that makes a lot of sense too. So let's go with Canucks and hockey-related questions only. And yeah, we will go with your comments starting now. Keys to the game tomorrow night from Adrian. I talked about this with Parker on Canucks After Dark. 4-3 isn't the lowest scoring game, but it was. I think the Canucks got to play low event hockey. If they get into run and gun, I don't think it's going to turn out well for them when you're missing Hughes and Petey and Hronik. But Nashville is struggling. They have potential, but there's not a lot. They're simply not playing that well. So I think the Canucks got to take care of their own end defensively and just play a disciplined game. And if they can play all four lines, play well like they did today, I think they have a good chance of winning. They should win. They're at home and they're playing against a team below them in the standings. How do Canucks put that few minutes of pressure in a zone that tired out the Kraken line, especially when Canucks can't do that that was crazy. Yeah, they had Alexiak was on for 4 minutes, I think. I would love to hear Justin's thought about that being in the arena. But the Canucks, they cycled well. They made smart plays. They kept it on the outside. They didn't make any dumb plays. And Seattle was also guilty of a couple of bonehead plays as well. So yeah, it wasn't even like it was our best players out there too. I know Joshua was out there for a long time. Garland, like they're good, but it wasn't Besser or DeBrusque, Miller. So I was quite impressed. It wasn't like as impressive as say the Sedin shift against Edmonton from 20 years ago, but it was, or 15 years ago, but it was still pretty good. Would I extend Lankinen? Will probably cost $4 to $5 million a year. Are you comfortable having $10 million locked up between him and Demko? Grinder, great question. Originally, I would have said no, but seeing what Lankinen can do, seeing how Demko is not that reliable, and hearing Alvin and Rutherford both talk about it relatively recently, I would be open to it. Ian Cole was an underrated player that the Canucks missed. That's fair. Do we play Lanks? I think the fact that Lankinen only played half of the game, the fact that he looked good, the fact that it's short travel, like it's a quick half an hour flight, I think you play him. I really do. Hey, speak of the devil or the angel, Canucks Uncensored in here. Breezeball representing us today, reminding us what's left from the Eddie Lack trade. Happy for him. Other than Brandstrom, who do you see him being in a lineup for? Yeah, I thought Breezeball played well. I really did. I almost forgot that he was on the team. As a lefty, came in for Brandstrom. I guess the other lefties are Forbert and Soucy. I don't think you sit Soucy. I think you could, if you like what Brandstrom brings, but Forbert doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's kind of like Ian Cole a little bit. Like I don't notice Forbert. I usually notice Soucy, Myers, or Juleson if there's a mistake. Rarely is it Forbert. But yeah, now if you like the way Breezeball play, or maybe you sit him and you bring Brandstrom back in. But I kind of think they go with the same lineup tomorrow. So I really didn't answer your question. I think it's Whitten. It might be Jordan. But yeah, it would be Forbert. It wouldn't be Soucy as a lefty. Hey, RSA. No, you're welcome. It was great having you on. We talked about trading PD. Would that be similar to trade or less assets because of the high cap? Oh, gosh. I don't know. Firstly, I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest with you. And secondly, but to answer your question, I think you're looking at 3 assets back. At least you got to. But you still lose the trade. Usually whoever trades the best player loses the trade. Garland to the Kraken for a first. Where's Seattle's first going to be? Who makes that trade? Seattle or Vancouver? Miller for Zibanejad, Schneider, and a first. Would you pull the trigger on that trade? Zibanejad's had an up and down year. I do like Braden Schneider. He's a righty, right? And a first, and the Rangers' first is going to be good. What's Zibanejad's contract? Tell me what Zibanejad's contract is, and then I'll answer it. Hockey pool update for Simon. I'm winning my fantasy pool. I'm winning my mom's work pool. I'm in 5th in my church pool out of 8. Oh, he didn't score on his own goal. It was just a couple unlucky plays. It's not like he was doing it on purpose. Well, we don't underestimate anyone, but we should still win. I'm going to say the floodgates open. 5-2 Canucks. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm going to be at the game, so it's probably going to be a loss. But no, 5-2 Vancouver. Roberto, excuse me. I just feel like it's a 5-2 type of game. I wonder why Brandstrom keeps getting scratched. Honestly, I think he's better than Desharnais, Juleson, Forbert, but Target keeps benching him. Yeah, his 5-on-5 profile is good, but he is kind of high risk, high reward. I don't know if Tocchet liked or didn't like something in the matchup tonight. We don't know, but hard to question after a win, even though it was kind of crazy. Would you say it is the onus on Alvin for putting together the decor? There's clearly a lot of things defense need to clean up. Trade coming soon. I do think there's a trade coming soon. I don't know how major it is. Yes, you'd have to put some of the onus and some of the responsibility on Alvin and Rutherford. Of course, they weren't counting on both your top D pairing guys out at the same time. And it's tough, but I don't know. Where could they have built this team better? Spent more money on D and less in the forwards, maybe. But it's tough to say now. I don't think we're talking about this if we don't have the injuries, obviously. But yeah, our lack of depth is being exposed for sure. Tyler says, yeah, Nashville's good and they have UC Saros. If you were the coach, how would you continue to play without Hughes, Petey, and Hronik? I would muck it up. Hughes and Petey are dynamic players. I would preach a defensive style game, which is almost counterintuitive because our defense is the weakest part of our team. But these defensemen are not going to get the forwards, the puck streaking, or like think of Garland's breakaway. That was from Phil DiGiuseppe. I just think that, I think that the Canucks are going to have to muck it up a little bit and play. It might not be the most sexy style to watch, but a defensive style. Ty Smith from Carolina, sent down to the HL, playing good. Carolina decor is super strong. He'll likely never see it. Yeah, I don't know much about Ty Smith, Blazers. I'll have to look him up. Philippine says Lanks is ready for tomorrow. It was quite okay. So we're talking about the dominant shift, the 4-minute shift. Astounding to see. Canucks fans were in awe with our personnel out there, but to see them cycle and keep it was quite astounding. Shame we didn't score, but it was rare to see. It was rare indeed. In my opinion, the Nashville lineup is a direct overreaction to how they lost to the Canucks. The team is laser focused on beating a team like ours. They forgot there's other systems. You mean meaning more offense, right? Yeah, it hasn't worked for them so far. Ty Smith is a D-man the Canucks need, a puck-moving two-way like Hughes. Not as good as Hughes. Okay, so what would it take to get him? Canucks full of individuals that has manipulator as a coach. That's strong, Fillmore. Yep, I think Myers had a good game as well, Philippian, except for that pizza. I thought DiGiuseppe was good. Cindy, I know he's your favorite player. I thought that line with him, Suter, and Garland was good. The Canucks lose the trade for Bure. You know, I don't like to go back in time too much, Fillmore. I don't know if this is a response to my thing about losing the best player. You got to remind me of who we got back for Bure, and then I can. You have to remind me. Mika's contract is 8 over 10 years. Oh no, then I don't want it. Oh, 8.5 for 6 more years. Then I definitely don't want it. Mika's contract is Zabadajad. Very good, Super Tourist. Nice to see you. You said 4-2 because I rolled my eyes when you said it and thought, there he goes again. Well, so many shows I was only 1 goal off, wasn't I? I'm just fucking you. Hronik let a lot of goals last year and got a raise. He let lots of goals. What do you mean he let? Cole's awesome. In your honest opinion, whatever this injury to Demko turns out to be, injuries are now becoming an issue with him. Would you consider it's time to move on from Demko because his value goes down? No, I think his value has already gone down a little bit, to be honest with you, Justin. I think the bigger question is, do you extend him after next year? And I'm leaning more and more towards no, to be honest with you. Brandstrom is not that physical, though. Yep, that's true. Desharnais is needed for the penalty kill. Very good. If Verlander plays, it'll be like a 5-game cameo at the end of the season. Usually that's what happens. Hughes did it. Besser did it. It's usually what happens when your college season ends. But I think it's also going to depend on where the Canucks are. If they're chasing a playoff spot or right in the thick of it, I don't know if you bring him in right away. If the Canucks are easily in a playoff spot and or out of a playoff spot, no, I'm sorry, not and, it's or out of a playoff spot, then you might see him. But it really depends, I think, on where the Canucks are in the standings. Why did we play Petey and Hughes versus San Jose, only have them be out long term? Yeah, well, I don't know. If you're going to play your best players, you have to play your players. You're still trying to win games. Unless you're talking about the thought that maybe Hughes was hurt going into that game. I didn't hear that Petey was hurt going into that game. Can you explain or have any reason as to how we can't hold a lead? This is like Boudreaux hockey all over again. Honestly, it's guys that aren't very confident. It's guys that don't have killer instinct. It's defensemen who probably are below average on average to start off, and then they get exposed when the other team has their best players out there. I think it's tough. I think it's tough. PD and Hughes defensive presence underrated. I think that's fair. I don't know if I do a 1-3-1 Swerve and Irvin. I would just, I don't know. I don't know if you can just implore the forwards to back check harder, implore the defenseman to make smarter decisions. I will not be at Monday's game because it's in Montreal, Tyler. Yes, I will not be in Montreal's in Monday's game. Branson deserves better. The decor is built the way Tocchet wants it, but is being saved by insanely good goaltending. That's fair. That's fair. Second round pick for $2 million for Provorov. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Dan, gonna save that for Ask Me Anything. Yeah, exactly. You can't just throw in a 1-3-1. Exactly. Did PD have a good offseason? I was hoping he would have hit the weight room and also work on skating so he doesn't fall. Yeah, I don't know if he was recovering, how bad it was to recover from his knee tendonitis. I don't know. Oh, we got Jovo for Bure. Was it 1-for-1 or there are a bunch of pieces, right? Why trade for D-Man this season when you have Willander next season, potentially DPD? Yeah, Kudryavtsev maybe as well. Yeah, it's depends if they think the window is closing and they need to win this year. Estevaturis. DPD, I think he needs a bit more seasoning. I like some elements of his game, but others, I think he's still a little rough around the edges. So I would bring up Willanen, for instance, before DPD. Ty Smith, probably not much to get him. Okay, a draft pick at least. Okay, good to know. Hronek let the other teams pass him. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, he's not the best skater, is he? Forbert is plus 20 in his career. I can see this as an Ian Cole replacement. It just hurts because we didn't replace Zadorov and still need another top 4D. Yeah, I see Forbert similar to Cole as well. Do you think Hughes and PD back? We get Hughes and PD back for the road trip. I say PD, yes, because everything I've heard is just a few more days. Hughes apparently is 2 to 3 more weeks. Are you concerned signing Bester long term? His skating will only get worse. Yep, I've talked about this before, Grinder. I don't think we should, as much as I like him, I don't think we should do it. Like, he becomes invisible sometimes. There's an important opportunity for Canucks to gain valuable experience to their lower lines. They're getting lots of ice time to practice Tocchet's system. Yeah, I thought the bottom six was great tonight. DeBrusk has been an awesome replacement for Zadorov. Different position, but I hear what you're saying. RSA says trade Demko because you got Lankinen and Shilovs. Jury's still out on Shilovs for me, but he's still young. Bottom six, it'll pay off in the playoffs. They're already looking better. I like that attitude. Our defense is so weak. We're the only team that has one D-man who is above 10 points. That's not good. Would you do team bonding exercise to help the confidence of the team? I don't know if they'd play like youth ministry games or anything like that, but I think you would still do a couple team dinners, especially to start off the year right, especially with some new guys and especially missing some veterans. Yeah, I would. I believe Tocchet when he said it's Demko's back. I mean, back pain can affect the leg. Yeah, I want to believe him too. Wait, or are they going to Vancouver? No, they play one game at home on Friday against Nashville, and then they go on their road trip. After Monday's game is going to be way harder. What's your road prediction for those games coming up? Yeah, I don't like it. It is a murderer's row, so to speak. I'll predict it closer. Let's wait till after the Nashville game. I want to see how they do in Nashville. I want to see if PD's coming back. But then, they go on the road for Montreal, which won't be as difficult as Washington, Carolina, Toronto, Winnipeg. Then back for LA and then Edmonton. It's going to be tough. If you had the Twins today, would you win the cup with this team? I don't think so. I think they'd be more balanced up front, but they help defense a little bit in that they're defensively responsible, but they still don't help the blue line completely. So I don't think you win a cup. Every Canucks player needs seasoning. Our D has strong games when they play good in front of our goalies, but they're so terrible at moving the puck in our zone. Yeah, just off the glass and out. The Beery trade was a salary dump trade. Good luck finding a player that can score goals when Brock is gone. I think they hope that Lekaramaki will fill that role eventually. Jovo and Kevin Weeks. Ugh. Majority of the times we get scored on. Oh, I think that was a continuation. Beery got us Jovanovski, Gagne, Mike Brown, Kevin Weeks. That's right. I remember it was like a 4-asset thing. There will be a day when a goalie is done with AHL, like Askarov when he asked for a trade from the Sharks. Yeah, I hope they don't waste his talent. People underplay the tendonitis. He's probably still dealing with it. I've been dealing with it over 3 years. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that on a previous stream. Weeks is the goalie of the future. Bury traded with Brett Hedican, Brad Ferentz, and conditional draft pick to... Awesome. Thank you, Coach Rob. Appreciate that. Well, Gerald, Fillmore, did you help? You're very sarcastic tonight. Bury did one out of Vancouver. Yeah, he was, that relationship was souring. When we get scored on, we get stuck in our zone. We turn over at the blue line, trying to move it to our forwards, then we get stuck. That's fair. Sorry, Fillmore, I could not remember 9 pieces of the trade. Sorry to disappoint you. Some fans saying that PD's tendonitis is why he hasn't played well since last January, but Eisner won a cup with knee issues. Draisaitl was on one leg during playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how bad it is. I can see Besser going to the Wild in off season. While we'll have plenty of cap space this summer. Always linked to there. Hey, Tommy, I just don't see the Canucks miss the playoffs this year with a healthy Hughes, Hronik, PD, Miller, Besser, DeBrusque, Garland, and Lanky. Postseason would depend on injury luck. Yeah, they got to get there. I agree with you, Tommy, but they got to get there for sure. Yes, 2-game roadie. I don't want to say that PD has mental struggles. I just think he's wired a little differently. And it's what's really interesting is to hear all the former players like Shane O'Brien and Brad Richardson. It sounds like they all want a guy with Miller's attitude. And I never take sides in this thing, but I think that's what it's really interesting to hear that former players almost to a man always side. That's too strong a word with Miller and these are guys that play the game and know what locker room dynamics are like. It's ironic the Canucks want to play more tempo, but now are forced to go back to Taka's old system. So remember their first game of the year, that loss against Calgary? I thought we were going to score like 2,000 goals this season. Is Verlander ready to turn pro in the sprint to join us for a playoff run? I don't think so. I don't think you need to do that. Yep, I agree with you. But you asked me who's going to fill that role, and I said they hope that he will eventually. Sasson is good. He works hard. World Juniors, I think the U.S. will win. Hey, Jared, nice to see you. Grinder wants Liquor called up. Futures. Do you think Canucks should trade for a defenseman soon or just wait it out? Oh, it's so tough to say. I don't... You have to give up quality to get quality, but I don't want them to give up Lekkerimäki and Verlander, so I don't know. Do you try and ride it out? That's so risky, right? Sell high on Besser if out of a playoff spot. Oh. Trade Petey for 5,000 CCC membership? Not enough. Nathan Smith. What did he do? Hockey has a macho culture. Of course, guys love JT Miller. Petey and RSA can get the Canucks a lot. Horvat chimed in too. Yeah, he did. And he said pretty vanilla. I think you'd agree, Justin, in Horvat's answer. He basically said that he likes both players. Sasson and PDG are Burrows type players. Do you think the Canucks will win the cup? Not this year. Lekkerimäki is generational talent. Well, I don't know about that, but I want him to be good. No, we don't. Do we need another Andrew Alberts type of D-man? Don't we have a bunch of those guys right now? Lekkerimäki will take some time, a lot of talent, but will take some time before NHL ready. That is fair as well. All right, friends, 5 more minutes. I'm going to be ruthless. Well, from a standpoint of non-Canucks and non-hockey related questions. Starting now, 5 more minutes. And you guys can keep talking about Canuck stuff in the chat, which is fine. Yeah. New Year's resolutions. More sleep, more exercise. That's the hope, Adrian. How about you? Feel free to type in your New Year's resolutions in the chat if you believe in that kind of thing. Yes, I have Netflix. I cannot wait for the show on Monday night. I did not twerk on the cruise. Thank you for asking, Ryan. How long could you be vegetarian if you earned $100 a day? I get sick of sushi, so maybe I could do it for like 5 days. I wouldn't do it for the money. Money's not important to me. I could probably last a week at the most. Now that Canada's knocked out, will you cheer for another team? No. Yeah, I'd like to see Verlander do well, but I'm not going to particularly cheer for any team. And I'm definitely not cheering for the U.S. Does Mickey have a TV show you watch that he watches? Nope, he just sleeps. He just likes to be with us and he just sleeps. What is the meaning of life? That's a great question. I know the way I live my life, I try and have a positive impact on every single person I meet. And I live by the saying, there are two types of people in this world. The type that lights up a room by walking into it and the type that lights up a room by leaving it. And I obviously want to be the first one. What is a barroom game that you think you would be best at? Not darts. Shuffleboard, I'm pretty good. Let's go table hockey, if that's a barroom game. Let's go with that. Favorite movie of 2024? I did not watch a lot of movies. I usually watch them a couple. Oh, you know what? I never know the names. The Avengers movies, Avenger movie I watched, whatever the most recent one was, I watched in the Philippines. I say that was pretty good. So let's go with that one. I watch a lot of movies like on Netflix or on our box kind of thing. So streaming movies that are a year or two old. I enjoyed Carry On. It's kind of campy, but I tweeted about it. I enjoyed the movie Carry On as well. So maybe it was my favorite movie. It wasn't the best movie. Nice to see you, Jovito. I didn't do the gritty either. I should have. Who do I think will win the Rumble? Good question. Let's go CM Punk. I don't know. Noodles and fried rice? I can't do that for life. We have both, but the most recent is a PS4, not a PS5. We go to Whistler once every few years, but we're not a big ski and snowboarding family, John. Yeah, I'll need time to go back through Netflix soon. What's the best bowling alley? I'd say the two nicest ones in Lower Mainland are the Zone in Coquitlam and Splitsville in Richmond. Revs is big, but it's kind of dark and dingy. But those are three of them. Oh man, if all it takes is me for to twerk to win the Canucks, sign me for the Canucks to win the Cup, sign me up. Yes, I know TNA is now on Sportsnet Pacific. I think it's always good to be positive, or at least count your blessings and find the good in every situation. Oh yeah, pool, that's not bad. This weekend, Saturday morning, I'm helping with a bottle drive for Kayla's grad year. Saturday afternoon, I'm attending a social, a potluck. Sunday night, we're hosting some friends over. Saturday night, and then Sunday, I'm hoping to go to Victoria for the day. What's a good gift for a 24-year-old Korean girl with a birthday? I don't know. I don't know anything about this girl, Grinder. Something from Uniglow. How's that? Do you think Russia should come back to the international tournaments again? Yeah, I know that's tough. It's not like I'm afraid to get political. It'd be nice from a talent standpoint, but then it just opens up a can of worms. From a competition standpoint, it would be really good, of course. For nations, I'm going to go with the U.S. Goaltending and solid throughout the last show you streamed. I'm doing Blacklist season 9. I watched 8 episodes on the cruise. Better Men movie. Okay, good to know. Twisters was great. Yeah. Oh, Deadpool was the one I saw, not Avengers. Deadpool was the one I saw. I think I saw both of those in the Philippines. See, I'm not very cool when it comes to pop culture movies. I have not watched Squid Game 2. TNA Impact. Sweet. Who is the best NCHL in Richmond and why is the answer Healthy Scratches? What does NCHL mean? Non-contact hockey league? I don't even know what that means. Okay, I'll end with this one. Actually, I'll do a couple more. Thoughts on Canada loss? Yeah, disappointing. I didn't follow it as much, but I know that they probably left some goals on the table by some of the guys they did not bring. How was your day in detail on the cruise? I did that yesterday, RSA. Not going to do it again today. Cruise hacks? Oh, a few. Buy one all-you-can-drink package and just share. What are some other hacks that I came up with? Oh, yeah, just like simple things like saving seats. But no, it's mostly had to do with food and drinkage and and shows too is when to go into shows and when to line up for tickets and blah blah blah. But I think the biggest thing really was, about food is buy one all you can drink package and sharing it, because the waiters don't care, the bartenders don't care. And then when it came to eating is just really, just being really nice to the waiters, and they'll do extra things for you, get extra things for you, that kind of thing. So sorry, that wasn't the best answer ever. Adrian, let me think about that. I'll give you a better answer. I'll give you a better answer another time. All right, this is the last question I will answer, and because I think it's an interesting question. Yeah, it's okay, Swervin Irvin. I made friends with all the Filipino waiters. Okay. How do you sound positive by not coming off as fake or pretentious? That's a great question, Zal. And I'm going to end with this one. In like church circles, it often comes off as fake and pretentious when you say, oh, I'll pray for you. Even if you are going to pray for that person and pray for a good result for that person. For me, all I can say is if it's someone I know, I would hope that in their heart, they know my good intention, and that I'm not just saying something nice to make it look like I'm popular or that I care, or that I'm trying to, get in their good books, that I truly want the best for that person. And if they know me and they know my heart, then I have to trust that I'll come across the right way. And it's not like I'm just dismissing them or just saying something to try and look good in their eyes. So I when I see you the next time at a game, we can talk about this more, but that's kind of like my first reaction. And for those of you that know me and met me, I try to live my life that way. It doesn't always work. I'm not perfect. And I certainly have my moments, especially when it comes to family, when I'm impatient or I lose my temper or I'm tired or whatever, stressed out. But I do try, and always, I want people to meet me, and I want people to come out of our conversation, our exchange, a better person than when we had first started. So for what it's worth, there we go. All right. I'm going to end off by recognizing the late donation from Somi Shows. Thank you, Somi, for the $2 donation. So let's give some love to Somi Shows for the $2 donation. And she gives it just because she's awake to be here. Yes, I've met Somi Shows, and she tells me that she usually watches or listens to these on replay the next day because she goes to bed early, but maybe it's Christmas time. Maybe she doesn't have to work tomorrow, but I am happy that you are here. Thank you for the donation. Let's give Somi Shows some love in the chat as we end off tonight. All right, friends, you guys are awesome. Thank you to all of you for being here. Don't forget to check out my goal review video if you haven't done that already. That is up now, so you can watch that before you go to bed. Canucks win 4-3. Start off the new year on a good note. And my next show will be Sunday night. And we will have, I guess, the Nashville game to recap. Oh, by the way, yeah, a reminder. If you're at the Nashville game tomorrow night, first intermission, we'd love to say hi to you outside of section 316 in the Legends locker room display. Thanks to my sponsors, Vancouver Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Harry Ma, legendary Andrew Chang, and to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Make sure you like the video, subscribe on the way out. And thanks to everyone who went above and beyond with their generosity tonight. Legendary Lucas Gates with the $10 donation. Hsmfangirl Gaming, Hsmfangirl Gaming with the $7 donation. Jaskrin uses monthly membership message. Jaskrin then did a donation. Justin, monthly membership message. And then Somi Shows with the donation. I appreciate all of you for going above and beyond. All right, friends, enjoy the game tomorrow night. Canucks host Nashville. Hoping to make it 2 straight wins to start off the new year. Don't forget to rate my bad joke out of 10 on the way out. And speaking of the new year, that's what my bad joke, the theme of it is. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. So as I mentioned, the bad joke has to do with the new year. On Tuesday night, just before it hit midnight, I lifted up my left leg. Yes, I was standing with my left leg high in the air because I wanted to start the new year off on the right foot. The right foot. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.